All right. Get the likes up, chat. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get the likes up. I'm going to just read this for y'all, okay? We continue to exercise controls to strengthen security and compliance with regulations in Cartagena. We led a mega operation of inspection, surveillance, and control at Playa Hollywood in Boca Grande, together with the Metropolitan Police, Migration Colombia, and different entities of the district. As a result, the intervention we ordered, the temporary closure of Bar Restaurant Hollywood in Kiosk Module 3 for non-compliance with the current regulations. In addition, 16 people were sent to migration to verify their migratory situation. Okay. Let me see what else it's saying here. It says we continue the operations in the sectors of the city to protect children, young boys, young girls, and adolescents. I'm reading this in Spanish, y'all, so my apologies. And making sure basically that they're following the law of the land. So long story short, they're closing down Playa Hollywood. If you guys don't know what Playa Hollywood is, it's basically a place of commerce for the women that like to play at nighttime. It's a place they go to towards during the day to basically solicit to foreigners, and it's been operational for years. My first time actually ever going to Playa Hollywood was last year, even though I had been to Cartagena was my first time ever going to Colombia, but I've never been to Playa Hollywood. Playa Hollywood is absolutely just solicitation central. And basically they are going there to just, I guess kind of show face and enforce that they are, making sure that people are following the law and things like that. Are they shutting it down? No, they're not shutting it down. They might have shut down some bars or clubs in the area. There's not really any club. It's really just like bars. They might have shut it down for compliance that has absolutely nothing to do with this. But if you guys haven't realized this, and I've been saying it, there's just been several operations for them to look like they're trying to curb sex tourism. And they're not actually trying to curb sex tourism at all. There's nothing here that indicates they're trying to curb sex tourism. It's more so just making sure that they're strengthening security, right? Trying to super police it, but they're not actually going to end it. It's the same thing they're doing in Parquilleras. And it's very selective and choosy as to when they try to enforce certain things. Now, I think they might be trying to press the issue. Whether it's for money or it's to basically showcase that they're, that they're actually paying attention. Does it mean it's shut down? No, but I have heard that a lot of bars and clubs are shutting down in Cartagena. I think they're trying to just figure out a way to basically have that money recirculate into the Colombian government. So the Colombian government is basically just trying to crack down more on where tourists are spending their money. And I do challenge you guys, and I ask this question for those of you guys that say Colombia doesn't need S-tourism and they don't care about S-tourism. Why do they allocate so much resources to trying to police it if it wasn't bringing in a lot of money? They have the most police presence in tourist areas, the most police presence, right? And Cartagena, which I went over this in another video. I'm not sure if you guys recall. I'm going to pull the video up. Cartagena was actually opening up a sanctioned red light zone district, right? And I've been telling you guys that it is really a play for money. It's not really, they want to, they don't want you guys, broadcasting it on the internet. Like it's never had anything to do with that, right? So look, you guys might have seen this. Okay. Is it this one? Let me see. Oh, here we go. Cartagena is building a red light zone for tourists. Let's click into this real quick and give you guys a reminder. Okay, let's give y'all a reminder because some of y'all forgot that Cartagena, the governor and mayor of the land, is building a red light zone district in Cartagena, right? All right. I'm just going to read what's going on. This is from Unseen Medellin, one of Chill Capo's pages. It says Cartagena is now moving towards creating an official zona de adultos, right? A designated area where adult nightlife and S work will be centralized and regulated under the city's new urban plan, POT. Officials say the goal is to bring order to what already exists, reduce activity in tourist and residential areas, and improve safety through control and monitoring. The exact location hasn't been announced yet, and the proposal still needs approval, but it's already sparking heavy debate. Some see it as a necessary move to manage reality, while others argue it could normalize or expand tourism even further. So they're basically dedicating an entire zone in Cartagena so that it can be basically for sex tourism, right? This is the same sex tourism they're telling you they're trying to curb. They're not trying to curb any of the sex tourism. They're trying to figure out how to make sure they are directly profiting from sex tourism. They're putting pressure on the clubs and the bars that see foreign money, right? They're going to have to get a bunch of compliance papers and, like stuff to operate just so that they could figure out a way to get the money, because they can't outright say, hey, every time you pick up a girl and you exchange transaction, we need a piece of that. They haven't figured out how to do that. They haven't figured out how to get money off the YouTubers. They haven't figured out any of that. So this is just more ways to find money and pull money into their own pockets. So even this right here of them shutting this shit down, or not even shutting it down, but just trying to be, try to enforce more, checking paperwork and a bunch of other stuff like that. This is just to cause disruption in the ongoing flow of money, because none of this money actually recirculates back to them. A lot of these women are not paying taxes. Some of them be Venezuelan, so they definitely not paying taxes. So it's like, how can we get our hands on this?
Más de 16 personas para revisar antecedentes, información.
Migration taking girls to go get their paperwork checked. I promise you, nobody spent a single night in jail. And now Chill Capo says, hey, Cartagena's following Medellin. They're trying to kill their tourism cash flow in order for social media views. Yes, I definitely think that boils down exactly what they're doing. I think they're willing to sacrifice tourism in the hopes of basically looking better than they are, right? Looking like they're operating in the sense of a first world country. Like they're trying to look like a Western country and attract Westerners. Meanwhile, they're a completely different place, right? They don't operate anywhere close to what a Western country would operate on. There's a lot of corruption, extortion that constantly takes place here. So I guess they want to just look like they're making an effort to curb sex tourism, while simultaneously, I just showed you guys a video, which you guys could do your research on your own, that they're about to open up a red light zone district for sex tourism. And it's like, do you think that's for their locals? Like, that's for foreigners. So I'm really curious. It's almost like they're double-minded, right? Like they feel like something's wrong, but they want to profit from it while trying to police it and make sure it doesn't happen at the same time. It doesn't really make sense, and it doesn't seem like they're on the same accord. So that's what's going on in Cartagena. Now let's cover what's going a bit more when it comes to like Colombia. Shout out to Rampage Jackson. He's been in Medellin. Rampage Jackson got finessed. Rampage Jackson got finessed while he was in Medellin. Let's Let's take a listen and see what happens.
Some place they go, they know. They've invited us. 17.
So Rampage Jackson finds out 2 local women in Colombia set him up and took him to a restaurant where he spent $1,700 on a dinner of 5. Someone tell Rampage Jackson to hit up the homies hub, flood his DMs, tag the homies hub, send him videos in his DM. Tell this that he needs to watch the homies hub. He needs to sit in on a live stream. He's got to do something, because I feel like if he would have been tapped in with the homies hub before he went to Medellin, he would have been straight. And maybe he watched a couple videos and he just, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, bro, this is where I see this happen all the time, right? Like, y'all don't want to pay for consultations, and then you get to the country and you get finessed out of thousands of dollars. And it's like, bro, a $75, $150 consultation, or you booked me to meet up with me and have me take you around, would have been so much more cost efficient for you across the board. But y'all be having so much pride and don't want to pay a man to help you and show you how to move to get to the country and spend money. I see it happen all the time, bro. Imagine he would have took $150 out of that $1,700 that he had to pay and say, you know what, man, let me talk to the homies hub real quick. He probably would have really just spent what he owed, which probably would have been like $150 to feed 5 people at a really nice restaurant.
I'm telling you, I go to pretty fancy restaurants in America, sometimes with a bunch of people, and I've never spent $1,700. I go to like expensive restaurants.
They knew that you had money. They knew that you're streaming, and they want to take advantage. And this is what they do, bro. They do it all day. I know it's not only Colombia, but we're focusing on just Colombia right now. They do this shit all day, especially in Medellin. They are gringo hunting. They're looking for the money. They're trying to get the dollar out of you. And if they see that you're an easy lick, then that's what they're going to try to do.
All right. That's a lot for Colombia.
That's a lot. I know it's a lot. That's what
But we just found out they were charging us $40 for asparagus. 40 US.
$40 US for asparagus.
Yeah.
I don't even know where he's at to be getting hit with those prices.